started for the regular school board meeting of September 10th, 2025. Starting at 6:56. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting as written?
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. Okay. Administrator and board member reports. Student administrator reports. Ms. Funson. Hello.
We have lots of good things that have been happening this past month at Lincoln. We've been really hitting hard what it takes to be a good Eagle and working on how to be trustworthy and respectful and responsible and fair and caring and just being a good citizen. So we've been working on that. Our teachers have been in the midst of doing the Love and Logic courses. We've got 3 modules, 3 weeks in. It's led to just a lot of really good discussion about how to handle situations that might arise, how to respond to students in positive ways. There are 9 modules, and so we have quite a bit left to do, but we've got the first 3 in, and I really just, I just am excited about how much the teachers are loving it, so that's been great. Next week, we have our full PD day for e-learning. Our kindergarten through 5th, they're going to be doing SAVAS training in the morning, and where they're going to be learning about their new reading curriculum. Our 6th grade is going to go to the high school for IXL training, and then we have our grade level teams will be working together in the afternoon, and 1 hour of mind play training. So we've just really packed in a lot into this PD day. So I'm just excited that they're going to have this time to kind of get some of this stuff that they really need in. So thank you for the PD day. I think the teachers, it's going to be really beneficial for them. And then we've completed NWEA for the beginning of the year, and we're gearing up for the next big thing, which is the iLearn checkpoints. Teachers have trainings and things that they need to complete, practice tests to give before the first checkpoint, which will be sometime probably in early October. So that's where we're at. And thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Grade level teams are meeting this week at Lake Village for the MTSS rollout, as well as aligning their SAVAS with their reading curriculum maps that they created last year. Our facilitator from Tools for Success, Jonna Atkins, is facilitating that work with our teachers. I can share the link through the website to the MTSS guidebook so that you can see what we've created that describes what the program looks like at tiers 1, 2, and 3. So that you can review it. I can share that with Deb, and then she can pass it on to you with your board packets. I want to thank all of our teachers for all their hard work last year and this year on that project. As Sarah mentioned, the admin team has been planning for the Professional Development Day, and I want to really highlight Sarah has been a really key person in helping put those agendas together. She's been very collaborative. I appreciate that. As she mentioned, I'm not going to repeat, but my notes here had the same stuff about what they're going to be doing next week. We're also going to be collaborating on what our special education teachers will be doing on that day too, because we want it to be relevant for them as well. And then coming up, we'll have COGAT training testing the week of September 22nd for kindergarten, 2nd, and 5th grade. We use this test along with NWEA to identify students for our high ability program. So more information to come about that soon.
Thank you. Really quickly.
I just want to compliment our principals. They have been working really well together. And one of the things that we've been seeing is some uniformity and standardization, especially across our elementary schools. But also, Ms. Heinz has been working with them, so we have a real clear matriculation of things, as well as some real collaboration that we've done with some teachers as well around that. But the administrative team we have has really been working well together and complementing and learning from each other. Our early releases, at least initially, have really seemed like a success as I've been monitoring what's been going on. And just I feel like we've had a really great start to the school year. Lots of positivity that I'm seeing, as well as, and moreover at the high school, starting to focus in on the attendance as well. As you knew, we knew that was going to be an issue, but that's starting to now ramp up, making sure we're getting the letters out and starting those conferences and that type of thing. But just a good first month of school.
Thank you. Any board members have anything they'd like to share?
I do. Anybody else?
Stuff.
Okay. First thing I have is, sorry for all those board members and Mike getting 1,000 emails I sent this last 2 weeks. We all received in our school board emails, which is something I want to bring up formally to the public, but it's a training for us for budgetary stuff. Tiffany responded, I think it's a great thing. It's $750 per individual, or if we pay the $22.50 for the entire board, and any of us can take that online training. It's 4 sessions. They do the training, so I recommend for us, if the board's fine with that, that we have Deborah and Mike sign us up for that package so that we all can, at our own time, take the training for budget stuff. I think it's going to be worth us doing that. So as long as everybody's good with that. The second thing I want to talk about is the election stuff we discussed at our last meeting. I forgot to get that put back on the agenda, but I sent everybody the write-up that I put together for what we need to pass for how our local elections are handled. I've sent that to Todd and Mike and the policy committee girls to have that reviewed. Todd said he was going to look at it. Hopefully we can pass that at our next meeting. We need to get this to the county clerk so that she can make sure that the next election in May of 2026 is done correctly. So that is revision of board policy 0142, I think is correct. So board members, you all have that. I just want to make sure you guys can review that. And the last thing I want to bring up is what we've been talking about for a while now, and I just want to bring it to the public and have an open dialogue with my board members. It's the longevity for our non-certified staff. I have put the numbers together. Thank you, Patty and Missy, for giving me that spreadsheet. I was able to go through all of our employees. I don't know if I sorted them all exactly correctly. I said some questions to Mike and Patty and the board members of we need to clarify some things. But here are some of my details that I found and some of my personal recommendations compared to what we did at the county level. So for North Newton School Corporation longevity workup, our employees for less than 5 years, we have 70 for our non-certified, which was surprising to me. For 5 to 9 years, we have 22 employees. 10 to 14, we have 8 employees. 15 to 19 years of service, we have 10. 20 to 24, we have 6. 25 to 29, we have 3. And 30 years plus is 2. This includes all of our bus drivers, everybody that's not a teacher, from what I remember. In the breakdown, I based this off of what the county had done for longevity. And this is the part about the discussion. And I got the numbers that it would cost us for 1 year. For once you made your anniversary date 5 years and above is $1,000 on your anniversary date. Once you make your 10-year anniversary, because it goes in 5-year increments, would be $2,500, as you all call stipends. We call, bonuses. 15 to 19 years would be $3,500. 20 to 24 years would be $5,000. 25 to 29 years would be $6,000. And then 30 years plus would be $6,500. What we had done at the time, I provided the board. It's a resolution that we did. That has stipulations in there, like if you have time served, you leave, and you come back, you start over, because it's longevity. It's being an employee of the school corporation. It's our way of saying we appreciate you. I know that one of the union reps were talking about something with their teachers about how somebody starts off at 45,000 and they've been here for 10 years, and the other one's here for 5 months and they're making the same. So this is how we fixed it. This is how I think we can fix it here for our non-certs. I understand that teachers are a different ball of wax that we have to address, but this at least allows us to show our school corporation employees, because as we are trying to do, we're trying to standardize our pay. So when somebody comes in, they're making this, and then 5 years later they're coming in, but the longevity is the pay raise. That's the difference. So the total amount that I estimated for that with our number of employees would be only $135,000. That would be what it cost us to do that annually for our longevity, which to me, I think we can afford. Now we have to clean up some of the stuff. Patty had some good recommendations on our part-times, because we can separate that from our full times, because I think that our part times that are here working should get that as well. Maybe not the full amount, but it's something. So I wanted to know, I wanted the public to know, I wanted our employees to know, and I wanted to discuss this publicly. We have it, we're working on it, and I think we can get this done this year. So you guys have any ideas, questions?
Where are we gonna pay this out of? Like what
It
fund?
would be out of operations.
Yep.
Out of operations?
Yeah. And the only other thing that I would say, Mr. Mark and the board, is there is some longevity on our non-certs built in already. So we might have to look at either some recalibration, or at least initially have some grandfathering individual by individual, with the understanding you've already got, I'm just making up this number, $1.50 an hour built into what you make as longevity,
Correct.
and so it might offset.
You said that there, you made a perfect example, and I didn't think about a secretary or whatever.
Yeah.
Ex-secretary is making $60,000 a year because she's been here for 20, or he or she's been here
Yeah.
for 20 years. And just over that period of time, the board or the people in charge made those recommendations that that individual person who had been here gets this.
Yeah.
To be clear about that, what you're recommending, and you and I talked
Yeah.
about it, is that one's baked in. So if that person ever retired or quit, we would obviously start that new person back at the regular for all the other
Yeah.
ones. But not giving that person, let's say it's been here 20 years, the 6,500, because it's already baked in.
Yeah, it might be
Lowering it down
2,500
somehow.
or something. Yeah.
Completely agree. That's why I think we need to get with Patty and just try to figure out, because even on these dates, because it was funny because you had me on there, it says my first hire date was 2009. That's when I started coaching here. So I haven't been here since 2009. So, right, it transfers over. So we need to figure out where those
Yeah.
actual, and if anybody left or came back. So it's going to take a little digging, but at least we have the numbers now. We at least now can discuss these. We can at least now move forward with something
Yeah.
instead of just keep saying we're looking into it. So hopefully we can figure it out. You guys have any other questions for me on this?
No. No,
Thank you.
been-
That's
yeah,
all I had,
we've been
Tyson.
talking
Thank
about
you.
that for a while, so it's good. Something.
Anybody else have anything else? Nope. Okay. Skipping over 3, are we gonna get back to students of the month?
We are. That was brought up actually to me by the principals our last meeting, and first I'd heard of it. So yes.
Let's absolutely get that going again, please.
Yeah.
That's a highlight of our meetings, and
Yeah.
I think we all enjoy that.
And also go back with Tyson saying, yes, I'm just wondering, we've been in school now for a month?
A little lower.
No, a month. So yeah, if we can get that back. Also, obviously you came in during the transition phases, but what we requested is we have 2 administrators here. We set up 2 meetings. We want to start seeing our administrators. So
Yeah.
we can ask questions. That includes our athletic, that's our building, whatever department heads.
Yes.
So they don't have to be at every meeting, but at least come in and give us updates. So we can get that back.
The second Wednesday, we're going to be there, and then the other 2 principals will be the 4th.
Correct. Yeah, I know you guys were coming. That's why I'm saying you guys have been, except we haven't seen Catherine for a while, but, or was she?
She's there last meeting.
Okay. But the other ones we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You all we have, but we want to see the other people too.
Yeah, and then we can schedule to that point. We can at least a technology and a facilities update in kind of on that same rotation
And
as
the
well.
athletic and things.
Yeah, and athletics.
Thank you. Good catch on.
Okay, item 4, non-action items, unified handbook.
We continue to work on it. Deborah and I are going to find a time that we can start having Sam and why'd your name, Diane, just escaped me for a second. and Diane together. We found that the policy updates aren't going to be as smooth as we thought they might be, but definitely we can continue to work on those. The other thing that we're going to dive in on is Deborah and I talked about this actually just the other day, the things on the handbook that aren't necessarily policy that we can go ahead, similar to what I said we were doing with the teachers, maybe start approving it portion by portion as we get the job descriptions all done and different responsibilities and things like that, so we can be moving toward a whole unified handbook.
Our policies, because we're so far behind, and we're just.
Yeah.
Well, we pulled the last ones, right? Because they were
They needed to be reviewed by the board committee first.
Right.
Yeah.
There
And
was,
Melissa's still on that committee, right? She able to
Yeah.
make that stuff with you guys, or is it hard for her?
we'd have to just, actually, I
Maybe
do
even do a
apologize because
Teams
Deborah
meeting
reached
or
out to me
something.
on
Yeah.
Monday and I haven't had a chance to return her phone call. For complete transparency, I've been a policy liaison for probably 4 years. This is my 5th year on the board. And I've always asked as far as how this is supposed to go. And thankfully, with Dr. Razor here and actually Deborah's history with working, she was also a former school board member for Tri Creek. So she was the policy liaison when she was on the board. She knows that she's allowed to go into board docs and she can actually help with the editing of the drafts, which is something we as board members are supposed to be doing and allowed to be doing, but it has not been happening here.
Why don't we get that done for the 3 of our?
We're gonna end up meeting up with Deborah and Dr. Mike.
Creek does accounts for the,
Yeah.
for me personally, those 3, whoever's in that policy
Mhm.
committee.
Yep.
For me, needs to have access to that.
Yep.
And
Whoever.
that's my history as well, is the board committee gets together with the administration or by themselves, moves through, then makes recommendations to the rest of the board for.
So when are we gonna have that done? Your access.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
hoping
just
to be,
asking these 2.
I'm hoping to be able to get it within the next week, but
Yeah.
I
Do you
slacked.
have that access or does
She called
Terry
me
have
Monday
that?
and I.
Deborah's got it.
Oh, board docs we have.
Yeah, we have access to board docs. Yeah.
Of the Nyla system or?
Of Neola, yeah.
Neola.
Yeah.
Is that in board docs?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
See, I didn't know that either. You
Didn't
learn
either.
something new every day.
I thought it was like a website. So you have the administrative access or Terry's, all right? Okay.
Don't bring Terry into it.
Well,
I'm not doing that.
well, I mean, it's the same, no, but to be fair, our IT company should have administrative access to everything here because did we all not learn that lesson?
Mm.
When we lost our last certain people and we still don't have access to our website for Facebook, we don't have access. So for me,
But there has been a new Facebook page created now that you've said that.
perfect. But
Deborah
yes,
has
but
been
I'm
on it.
saying
She is.
you should have
she
that
is-
access and then.
Make her and Terry
Pass it on
have
to
been
the
teaming
next
up and
person.
making that happen. So
Yeah.
Perfect.
yes.
So it'll be done. Good.
Okay. Okay, moving on to item 5A, regular board meeting minutes of August 27, 2025. B, donations. C, field trip request. D, facility use request. And E, financial claims and reports. Do I have a motion and a second to approve items A through E?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Thank you, girls. Okay, questions on any items A through E?
I would just like to read or have somebody read off the donations to tell them acknowledgement of thank you.
For donation report, September 10th, 2025, we've got Town of Morocco for student concessions, donation towards student incentives. We've received a check for $500. Lauren Miller, Student Services, donation of a wheelchair, approximate value of $75,000. Or not, $75. Sorry. It's budget
Last
night.
little plate is-
Gold plate.
My bad.
She's like, that check's bouncing if it's.
Yes, it is. My bad. And then Todd Lang, Varsity Golf or V Golf, just V Golf,
Yeah.
donation towards general needs of the program. And it was a cash donation of $53 for a total of $628.
So one question I want to ask on the donation for Patty and Missy and then specifically for Mike, are we separating? Because I know that historically, the biggest complaint that a lot of our outside donations or fundraising was it would come into the school district and they get lost. No one knew where it was going to end up being spent or however. Are we, as you're collecting these, I personally, and I'm assuming the board is the same, and maybe if we need a motion, I'll do it, that those collected items that maybe come in from, let's say, the, what are you? The boosters, like there were some checks that we got coming in, that needs to go into some athletic specific, so it's not a, where the heck's that $20,000 that they raised? I want to see, I'm hoping that we can break that off so that when these donations come in, these people that are thinking, hey, I'm giving $200 for X, and then they never see X, X never gets purchased. And then when that person that's either the coach or the teacher or whoever's running that organization within our school corporation goes to get the funding to pay for it because they've been told that, hey, so-and-so did a fundraiser for me on this and that money should be in that account. We need to keep, in my opinion, we need to keep that separate so that when we get those requests and claims, we're good to go. So I'm hoping we're doing that. Are we? Perfect. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Tom. And all the other ones look like they're Mr. DeYoung's.
You know, the use form for the cotton candy, is that just where,
Are we
is
doing
that,
that?
I'm not on a boost.
You're not anymore?
No.
are they doing that to help raise money that night and give a portion of that back to the boosters?
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? Okay.
Mhm.
We don't, I'm thinking the same thing, Tyson. I don't want to vote for somebody to come in and take money away from our boosters.
Yeah.
If this, I mean, it says name of organization.
Yeah, the boosters
Athletic
are the ones who
Boosters,
are hyping
but
it.
they're putting in some
Yeah.
cotton candy machine just for one game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. Good.
You have a motion.
I don't know if anybody else has anything they need to ask about financial.
Oh,
claims.
claims, yeah, sorry.
That's where I'm at.
Yep.
That's my question.
So I know that we were just talking about this and I guess Tiffany is the one who found it. Do we have a claim in here for the copier stuff? Is that in this or is that just numbers that we're finding out? Because I'm hearing about these crazy expenditures from Cardinal that I appreciate you all finding that money because it's a huge amount. Do we have a claim in here for that? Because
Yeah.
for my recommendation, we don't pay anything until we get this figured out.
It's on there to be paid.
Is that the, which dollar amount that one?
51.
Yeah, and the one thing I would say, Mr. Mark, is it's a legit bill. It's just something we need to get out of doing.
But I mean, if,
And I have questioned it and asked for a refund.
well, I mean, if it's a $40,000 overage, I would have them give you proof of the copies that were printed.
We've got, the report.
I mean, that's just insane.
Would you like me to give a brief overview
Yeah,
of that?
we go. you and-
We discovered our current copier contract is very unfair and lopsided. We have zero allowance for color copies. And that was unbeknownst to anyone in the administration. And most of our copiers were even set to default to a color copy. So we are working to renegotiate or end that contract and get a new contract. Because typically the way it works is you sign a contract where you pay up front for an allowance up to a certain number of copies. And for black and white, we have that. And from time to time, we go over that, but a black and white overage is about a penny a copy. A overage on color copies is 10.5 cents a copy. And our allowance was zero. And this is an old contract from 2014 that we discovered that had just been continued. And I have contacted the company and said we need to renegotiate. And if not, we'll be finding a new company. But it is a legit bill as of right now.
All right, thanks, Mike. I mean, obviously, that's the kind of stuff that we've been talking about since October of last year of finding that type of stuff is just, and that's astronomical for what you're paying on something that's doesn't make any sense at all. And like Mike said, that company didn't even reach out to us and say, hey, you're paying.
Well, they're
all
not
this
going to, if they
Yeah.
can make.
Most of the
Your
vendors I know would do that. No, they're honest about stuff like they want a new contract too.
Yeah.
This one's from 2014, so I
Yeah.
guarantee we don't have an existing contract.
No, it's been, frankly, I'm not sure that we shouldn't have even had a new contract. Typically 5 years is a stoppage, but like I said, we're on top of getting that rectified ASAP.
What's the mouse?
That's me.
That's you. God, I did it. No, I'm not talking about that one. What's the one below it? Mazzy Education. Is that a
That is Nick
monthly?
Williamson. Yeah, that's the monthly. Is that 3,000?
Wow,
Wow.
Okay, then that's a 4-month bill then.
okay.
Yeah, it says training 4 months.
Yeah.
And then closed education for 26,000? CLOS clip.
Oh, that's the mind play.
Is that Mind Play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
The one I
clarification
Yeah,
on
Diana had a
asked
question
about
about
earlier.
that. What-
So clarification on MindPlay, we must have 2 dyslexia screeners, and MindPlay is the highly recommended dyslexia screener. So we're using it as the dyslexia screener, not
Only.
MindPlay as the.
That's the whole
Well,
thing.
we
Yeah.
were gonna look into reducing.
That's-
or
yeah, this
can
is a
you
reduction.
reduce it? You
Yeah.
is?
Yeah.
But we're using it for the dyslexia screener.
I was asking to make sure that it wasn't for renewing the licenses for that because we had gone away from that. And then they explained that it was for the dyslexia
Alright,
screener portion
I'm
only.
good. Thank you.
Anything else? All right, we got a motion and a second to approve items A through E. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed. I will be abstaining from this vote as there is a claim on here for $5,961.34 from Keystone. And I looked for that company, so I will not be voting for that.
Thank you.
Item 6, the personnel report.
I make a motion to approve.
Second,
Michael, Diane. Okay, we have Dr. Mike, I guess, present the personnel we'd like to hire.
Yeah, the only 2 things of real prominence on here, Hannah Gull is going to be, pending your approval, our new administrative assistant in central office. Comes to us with a very strong background in admin assistant and clerical work as well as bookkeeping. So feel like she can have some assistance for our finance team when that is there. Also was very open to being very flexible in different areas. Currently works in the business office at BMW, which I believe is in Cherville.
When are they gonna be able to start?
Give 2 weeks notice. So we offered yesterday pending
Oh,
board
I see.
approval.
Thank you.
Yeah.
26.
And then full-time cook at the high school, as well as other routine.
Is the cook the replacement of the person that stepped down?
Yes.
Okay. And are we then needing to fill, if that person moves up, or we,
That person is a sub right now.
okay.
Yeah.
And then have we filled the library's position in Lake Village? I know that that's been a conversation in the past. I don't think it's been filled.
Right now it's being covered, but
But it
yeah,
has not been formally filled by.
no, it has not been formally filled.
And then on this administrative CO person at 1850, what did we pay the last one? Do you remember?
1850 to
As
start.
during the probation.
During the probationary period, yes.
And this is for our normal 60.
And I'm sorry, $18. This person currently makes $18.50 in their current job.
That's fine.
So
That's fine. And then if they go past the probation workout,
20.
go that. And just to be clear, you had our administrative staff with you
Yes.
during the interview process?
Yes.
I'm very grateful.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Had some very, very strong candidates where if there were ever any other openings in schools, probably would recommend.
Well, it's also nice to get their input on the
Yeah.
interview process.
Well, they know what they need more than we do.
Correct. So thank you on that.
Got our discussion. All those in favor to approve the personnel report, raise your right hand. Thank you. Item 7A, frontline. Do I have a motion and a second to approve frontline?
Motion to approve.
second,
Thank you. Dr. Mike, would you like to explain what frontline is?
Yes, this is, if you recall, we spoke with you about a new time and attendance program a few months back that we were looking to adopt. Literally the week after we did the adoption of that, Patty and Missy attended a training on Frontline, which is our HR software, that they advertised a seamless time and attendance software from Frontline that would allow us to eliminate one of our programs and systems and use our current hardware. So after deeper evaluation, we decided to cancel the implementation of that first proposal and now use Frontline for that. It'll also it's going to make it easier for Patty and Missy, but also easier for our employees as well. because it's real time right into the HR software.
And for clarification, obviously, this is cheaper than what we'd already approved in the other system, Kate, whatever it was.
Yeah,
The
going away from
K-Time.
K-Time and then into, yeah.
And it, brings in all the HR stuff and brings it in there. It seems to be much more seamless. So I'm in favor. I just want to make sure the public and also everybody here knows that this is a cost savings as well as going to enhance the performance and productivity of our administrative financial side. So I'm grateful for that.
And one other thing that wasn't mentioned to us when we selected the other software and was it was going to take them months to implement. So what were we looking at? 5 months? 4 months to implement, where this can be
How long is
much more
Frontline
rapid.
going to do it? How long is Frontline before they get theirs in? Weeks or months? Okay, because I talked to, like Mike's response about time, the other company, which is, I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
They had to write code that was going to interact with our LAO system and tie into the HR stuff. What this does, it's already there and allows us not, that's why the 4 months or 5 months was going to take, because I had that direct question. So overall, I think this is going to benefit us all. Now, Mike, on top of that, I think that we should, like you discussed, you and I, we need to rescind that approval of that other company, so it's on record. So they can't come back and say the school board voted that you owe us that contract. So once we approve this, I would like to make a motion to rescind that agreement that we voted on in the last meeting. You haven't paid that yet. I've already talked to Lau and they're fine with whatever we want. This was just a third party vendor that they had recommended at the time. But I just want to make sure it's on record that the board has rescinded that approval and that we're not going to go with that. And you guys, so once this is done.
Would you prefer that we come back next meeting with a formal recommendation where we have the company name and all?
If you like,
Yeah, let's do that because that will help us
Rescinding.
dot our
And I
i's
don't
and cross
remember
our
who the
t's.
company name is right off the top of my eye. So yes, if you can do that. So I would like just to get it on record. So in the future, somebody can't come back and say, well, you approved this and no, we've rescinded that.
And as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, we have 3 or 4 hanging chad like that from the previous administration that if we can track down, we can come forward with just
Which would be our previous attorneys, which would be our previous other
an
things.
action item.
We need
of
to get
boom,
rid
boom, 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 boom.
Agreed.
Do you have anything else?
And the total amount of this is $7,900 and we're only paying $3,500 a year for maintenance. Is that what that was?
Yep.
And the other one was like $8,000 a year for maintenance, if I remember correctly. So, great. Thank you.
Okay, motion second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Thank you. 7B, the North Newton Junior Senior High Handbook Revision. Do I have a motion and a second to approve the high school handbook revision?
And that's this page right here, right?
Yes.
Can we have discussion on this before we approve it?
Yeah, I'll explain it too.
Because I have questions whether I want to modify this or I don't understand it. So go ahead, Mike.
Did it get seconded?
Well, I mean, it's,
No.
if either we motion a second to approve it, but then it may be motion to amendments because you guys have crossed out stuff here that you're recommending, but there's stuff in here that
Sure.
I just may not agree
Okay.
with. And I may have a motion that says, let's change it to this.
So this amendment to the handbook is simply to get in line with the new state statute around attendance and chronic absenteeism. So it's simply changing to be in line with the new state statute.
So the statute, you're saying by law says 3 absences. There's no wiggle room in a local government that can say you can have 5 absences in the school year criteria. That's what I'm getting at. I think we're crossing, I want to know what we have the wiggle room on or what the state is saying that we have to, because this is a big topic item for people.
It is. And why
It's a huge item.
on earth do I not have it in front of me? Here it is. Okay.
I mean, Sam, you know more about this than me. I mean,
So the first warning, these go, so this is a policy. Now remember, chronic absenteeism and truancy are not the same things. These are the processes. Remember, MTSS can be a lot of things. us reaching out for early intervention, letting parents know your child now has 3 absences, because according to the state doesn't care why, other than the state fair.
Right, but we talked about they wanted just us to keep an accurate record. But now you have in here that's talking about you got to have mandatory parent conferences.
Oh, those are true. That's
I mean,
state.
there's just a lot of stuff in here that I want to know what we do and what we don't have to do.
Well, it correlates with, so the state is trying to cut down on absenteeism, and
In general.
that's what they're trying to do, is they're trying to have parents and students alike held accountable for not showing up for school.
Right, but they're saying, I think we talked about this in our last, whatever it was, months ago when we were talking about this. They're not even accounting. So if a parent, which I think the parents have ultimate control over their children, it's irrelevant. But they're saying if Johnny or Susie is sick and they have a doctor's note, it doesn't count. So if they have 5 of those
No,
months, I mean, right here it says if you have
Okay,
5
Yeah,
consecutive.
so, okay. I'll use my child as an example. Bo is a type 1 diabetic. He had a 504 plan. It is written in his 504 plan that if he has highs, he has lows, he's just not feeling himself, because if you're high or if you're low, that messes with your capability of what you can focus on. It's written in his 504 plan that he can miss school. Ben and I always made sure that if he was pulled, listen, this is something that you have to live with. We're going to make sure that you're still going to do your work and turn it in a very timely manner. The state, however, while that is still in place, still wants to know that, okay, he missed so many days. Why did he miss so many days? And if he's missed 3, then they would call me in and I would be like, listen, you guys know he's diabetic. We've already got a plan in place to make sure that while he is missing school, he is still getting caught up as far as where he needs to be to not fall behind what he is supposed to be retaining. So yes, while we have and I think it's also just for a year, correct me if I'm wrong, it's so that the state can get that line as far as where we are at with absences that are actually true reasons to be absent versus kids and parents being negligent and just not showing up. And whether they have a legitimate excuse, a doctor's appointment, child is sick, or if the kid just decided not to come to school today, there still needs to be steps put into place on our side as far as education goes to make sure that our kids are where they're supposed to be at level wise.
Correct, and I agree with that, but what I'm
Can I say something, Mr. Martin?
Yes, to help close the gaps.
I'd like for us to table this and come back at it, because what I do see on here,
There's a lot of stuff crossed off.
the crossing off doesn't bother me. The truancy
up
part,
at the bottom.
the truancy part does, because as we've said before and we've talked about it, truancy and chronic absenteeism are parallel lines, not crossing ones. So the parent who has an opportunity to take their kid to Europe for 2 weeks
Should not be punished.
is going to miss 10 days of school and is going to be notified that their kid has been chronically absent.
Correct. But saying here in this, if we would have approved this, then here's the freaking punishments that you can have. And who the hell makes that decision of who gets the punishment? So you have community service you can serve. You have lost credit of enrolled courses, 120-day license suspension, whatever the heck that is.
Driver's license.
Denial of licenses until you're 18. Referral to the Newton County Prosecutor's Office. For me, which is right now the way schools are designed and has been since the No Child Left Behind, we are like a college university. Kids and parents can go to any freaking school in this area by going to one another, and that money follows them. So when you sit there and start telling parents you're going to do community service because your kid went to vacation for 10 days,
they're going to lose their credit.
You're going to lose those parents. They're going to take their kids to South Newton. They're going to take their kids to Rensselaer. I would do it.
Well, here's, if I can say one thing, I want to clarify with Ms. Heinz and against this, because here's the one thing I'll say. This, as it's written, if we're changing it for state law, is the way 292 other school
Well,
corporations have to have it written.
Right.
I'm gonna find out.
But what I think has happened is I think we've melded two things together here on this. And
I can't see our legislature passing. this.
no, on truancy, absolutely.
Well, I mean, and let's just take my
Truancy,
example.
Yes.
Yes, on truancy, that's one thing, but
This takes away truancy.
if
Yeah.
like say if Bo were to miss 10 days, then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna tell the kid he's got to do community service.
Right.
Like,
Yes.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
like I
see
said,
both sides.
I'd recommend we table this and come back because I think there may need to be a further revision of the handbook to talk about chronic absenteeism and truancy separately.
And then there needs to be some type of, I want to know from the board's perspective, who is overseeing this, right? Is it our superintendent or is it our principals? Or if it's going to have some real like some serious calling the prosecutor and all that stuff, I want to make it so we have a committee. So it's not one person in our school corporation that may or may not have issues with family X or family Y. And then family Joe comes in because they have a history of don't liking them. And this kid's missed so many days. I'm going to call the prosecutor on you because I don't like you. That stuff happens all the time in big schools and small counties.
Mhm.
So if you have a committee of people, whether it's the superintendent, the administrators, that make these decisions on what discipline, if there is any, that's how I should want it to see it done, because it's just, I cannot
Yeah.
believe that you can take somebody's license and,
Yeah, well, and for truancy,
I'll never vote for that stuff.
yeah, for truancy, that's the policy across the state and the law across the state. But like I said, I think we need to further flesh out this this handbook to be chronic absenteeism. Here's the situation. Truancy. Here's the
I'll
situation.
make a motion to table the junior, senior high handbook revision. as
I'll
submitted.
second it.
Okay, we got a
Thanks,
motion
Mike.
and a second to table the handbook revision on truancy and chronic absenteeism. Believe we've had our discussion. All those in favor to table this, raise your right hand. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
I'll send an update to the board on this too.
Is tabled.
Thank you.
Okay,
Am I crazy?
8.
No, you're not.
No,
You're not
no.
crazy. No, you make very valid points. Very valid points.
At first, I was questioning your sanity slightly, but then, but no,
seriously.
no.
8,
But the two
public
of them-
comment.
So why you have discussion?
Yes, no, it's
Like-
great. Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry,
Judy?
Mr. Prez.
Public comment.
And I did want to figure out what we're gonna do about the attendance and how we're gonna notify the parents. So I am so glad that you've tabled this so that you can really look at it and see what's gonna happen. And my suggestion is we find some kind of newsletter or something that goes out to the parents to explain this, because I've had people that are very irate contacting me and asking me about what's going on and then ranting about it. And I've been telling them, oh no, they discussed it at the school board. It's not gonna work that way. So that's great. And I want to thank this board for the discussions that you have. I know part of it's because you don't understand exactly how everything happens on the school board and you're asking for clarification. But even after you realize how the meeting, how these things get passed every year and contracts get extended every year and everything that happens, could you please still ask questions and read things to the public? Because this is really important. This never happened before. People would come to the school board, it was already decided, they would vote, show of hands, and that was it. And we're always left wondering, well, how did you come to this agreement when you can't sit and discuss this by yourself outside of the meeting, and the public is just sitting here going, isn't it a wonder that there's never any discussion on any of these? So thank you. Thank you for coming to the meeting and discussing these things in public, asking questions and clarifying things for the public. Thank you.
Randy.
Randy Mahosky, from Lake Village. Last week, you guys, I watched you on the stream. You guys tabled the maintenance guy, an additional maintenance guy. Okay, I was maintenance at North Newton. I know what it takes to run this place. So when I came here in February of 2014, at North Newton High School, Monday morning, First thing you did was turn on every faucet and flush every toilet because the water ran as black as Tyson's hair for 5 minutes.
That was great.
That was black. No, it's black today. But I mean, things like that. You had filters in your air handlers that's not being changed. You had the pool air handler wasn't even functioning. I don't even know how they sufficed in there. There was no hot water in junior high. The filter's not changed, air handlers. There was no type of a maintenance program whatsoever. And I'm not telling you guys that I did this, but I'm telling you guys that when I left there was a maintenance program. Whether it's being followed or not, I don't know. You got something you'd like to say?
No. Why?
Oh, okay. I just thought you did.
No.
And,
I'm listening to what you have to say.
okay, thank you. If you put one person in that position, they will fail. I promise you that, if they're doing what they should be doing. Because that's a two-man job all day long. Some days it's three. We put in a filtration system at the water pump house at the high school. It looks like wiffle balls in there. There's 1,200 and some of them in there, I believe. Those are supposed to be pulled out every year and cleaned thoroughly every year, or you're going to go back to having black water. So that's one thing I think. And I got a question. Donations. We talked about that. How do you donate to this school?
Great question.
No.
I've done donations in the past where I donated 20 cases of water and I just brought it into the office, donated it. From what I understand, there's a form that should be in the office. If somebody donates something, a form is filled out. It is then sent to central office. And that is how then that form comes to, we don't actually see the form. It just gets put on that spreadsheet as far as this is what has come through as far as a donation. So I am imagining that it is.
But you have to approve the donation.
Yes.
The school board has to approve it.
Yes.
Okay. So if somebody walks in and they hit a lottery ticket for $1,000 and they want to give $200 to the school, they can't. They can't walk in and write a check to Patty and say, send this to wherever.
Why not?
You can't.
Why not?
They won't let you.
Who won't let us?
The school.
Doesn't matter with the school. What's the state statute? What is case law? What is case law or state statute? Whatever your local policies can be changed. If the state says you have to do it a certain way, we have to follow that. There's case law that says we have to do it a certain way, we follow that. Other than that, it's a local policy. So if something has been, like we say, how it's done in the past, if it needs to be changed, it just takes 4 of us to change that.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you my situation.
Go ahead.
I thought it would be good for the FFA group to get a little extra money. I was willing to donate a quarter of beef and they could raffle it off. You know, that's $1,000 that I'm donating.
Right.
And I was told no.
Who told you no?
I'm not going to call out names. I was told
Was
no.
that this year, last year?
It was very, very recent. And they said if I wanted
And
to,
you're
I
doing
had
it
to go
through the FFA?
Pardon
Doing
me?
it through the FFA like you were gonna have a raffle too?
I just went through the school corporation.
Mike, can you look at
You
that?
can't, did you call my office?
No. No, I did not.
Baseball just did a beef raffle.
Yeah. I mean, the easy answer is if you'd like to make a donation,
Call central office.
call central office and coordinate it through there.
Okay. All right.
But thank you for the
Yeah.
brief, and I hope you still will do that.
Yeah, maybe. And then I want to talk about the floor at the pool. Okay?
Yes, Patty.
You guys need to do your homework. Make sure that you can't get this done for free, because I believe you can.
Were you part of the maintenance when that pool was fixed the first time?
I was employed by Performance Services when that pool was done.
Do you have any
I was
insight?
on that pool job.
All right, thank you.
And as far as one guy in maintenance, I believe it's a major safety issue. And the last thing I'm going to say is your NIPSCO bills, you all need to do your homework. North Newton should never, I mean, never pay NIPSCO a penny, ever.
Thank you.
And there's documentation of that because I proved it in 2015.
Do you have that?
I don't have it. I left it at North Newton School. Is it there? I have no idea.
Well, if you worked for performance and you had a document that got approved by the board, did you provide that to the school?
What do you mean? No, I worked for the school.
Okay.
I only worked for performance after I retired.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know the time.
they wanted a consultant. So
But yeah, I mean, finding documentation, finding missing money around here has been a fun process, so.
I could.
Thank you.
Oh, but one other thing. I got time. The way you describe how capital projects work,
Mhm.
you're 100% right. But that's not how it works at the school.
It doesn't matter how it works. We can change that.
Okay? It's education, not public.
Yes, Patty?
A couple of ladies had mentioned back here, maybe a gambling issue that we're having a raffle.
Well, joked on that one. So when I was, yes, when I was on the Roseland Little League 20 years ago with my older boys, we had to get a gambling license to do raffles. But what I was told, because somebody suckered my wife into being in the position for academics booster, they have a gambling license that everybody else piggybacks off of. So yes, I agree, but you're going to have a prosecutor that's going to come after you. One, two, you're going to have other things that need to be addressed. I mean, we need to do things that are correct.
Like level of your gambling.
Correct.
And how much you can do per year, depending on how much that license is. I'm sure that there's still a cap.
And for me, I think Mike nailed it perfectly. For anybody else, because like Randy's saying, there's a lot of stuff that's been done around here that we are trying to change. And the more we know about how things are screwed up, like not going to him would be a logical thing for me from somebody outside. Hey, how can I donate something? What it sounds like is you guys are going to, or who other people that are trying to donate or do stuff within this public or within this school corporation and asking certain people. And maybe just because that's the way they've always done it for 20 years, you can't do it that way. I heard the same thing, but he'll give you the answer and he'll reach out to us. And
That's true. We did do that. And you had to pinpoint what you were going to use it for. You had to name it. And we coordinated through the athletic booster too, so that they were, whatever other groups wanted to reach us to piggyback off of us. But they have to file it annually or they'll lose it.
I mean, it's kind of like the same thing we discussed last meeting when they were sitting there saying that the teachers were going out and reaching out to the bus drivers to figure out who was going to do our field trips to drive the buses. And I'm like, how the heck does our superintendent not know about it? And our bus barn person doesn't know about it. So we as a board, we're going to make sure that that goes through that process.
And one thing I'd piggyback on here, one thing I'm finding is no was an easy answer. People got told no a lot of times because it was an easy answer. And, you know, like Mr. Mark said and other board members have said, even if you get no, contact central office. No may be the answer, but we'll give you a legit reason behind it and not just carpet no. So that's all I want to say about that. But yeah, reach out to us. Yes, sir.
So, 5-year plan.
Can we do it after the meeting?
I don't care when we do it.
Well, we've done the public comment and it's just, if we could do it afterwards, we can have a conversation. That's fine. Does anybody else have anything else to add?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Second.
Great. All those in favor, raise your right hand.
I'll raise mine too.
Hey, Randy.